Alright, what's up traders? Today we're just going to do a quick trade recap. Another pound pair. Trades were not going very well this week, but this trade did go well, and I just have a couple little pointers that might be able to help you out. So let's just jump into all of the logic behind this trade. So when we're looking at a higher time frame, let's look at the daily here. We see, first of all, this massive dump here, right? And we can actually draw some structure here if we like to, showing stops getting liquidated here before the move down. Obviously, that's just showing much more conviction that the move down is going to be stronger, right? And we never actually came back up to retest this breakout of the base there. So I think most likely at some point we're going to come up here. That would make a lot of sense. Another thing that would confirm that is if we just draw here, we've actually already swept these lows and we started breaking back up. So now that we're back within this range, it's even more confirmation that we're going to come up and test this rather than just rejecting down, because we basically had two options from this area: reject down or come back up and test that. So that's our larger time frame bias. Now, if we look at an even smaller time frame, are there any places that would get in our way from where we currently are after that rally? Well, we barely missed this base here, which would be a key level that we would like to actually touch. And you can see we've tested that area about 3 times, so most likely I drew this magnet. We're going to come up here if we go to the bullish side. In the bearish case, we always have to look at both cases. Where would we go in the bearish case? Well, that's quite obvious as well. We had this massive rally, this untested level, and I'll just delete this one so it's a bit clearer where the level is, and that's where I would be looking for the bearish case to come back and retest. So we kind of had to decide, are we bullish or bearish? On the big picture, we're bullish. So we just had to wait for a smaller picture bullish sign as well. So on the 4 hour here and on the 1 hour, we see these lows being made and then the lows being eaten up and then destroyed and blown right through. So let's look at the 15 minutes so you can see that in a little bit more clarity. So as you can see, the lows sweep down, breaking back up. Now, once we got to this point here where we completely ate up that larger candle with bullish action, then I'm looking for longs here. So really what was happening here was this is just a bull flag. I can draw that out for you guys here, hopefully. This is a bull flag, and it happened at a perfect spot. You can see this purple box. Let me delete this other box here. These purple boxes are just kind of areas of interest that supply would be at in where I'm drawing them, right? So that was a quite perfect reaction there, and we've basically just created, you know, a nice little bull flag right back into this major zone that we've just broken out of. So we've tested this major zone again, and then we started breaking up to the upside, right? And the second that, again, we've tested and confirmed that this is now support, this major zone, and then we broke up to the upside above the levels that brought us down to that zone, that's exactly when I longed, right? Very simple. Kind of a few steps there, but everything is just very logical, right? We come back, we retest, we break out, and then that confirms, right? And then we're ready to get in. And we have to look at all the time frames, and it's very detailed in order to get these really, really good trades. And that's kind of the work that a lot of people won't put in, and they'll just look at these lower time frames maybe, and then they'll lose sight of the bigger picture. So that's a huge problem that a lot of people have. So now that we broke up, I was thinking, okay, a lot of traders, they'll say, I want to move my stop forward to lock in, secure those gains. But not me. No, because we trade a little bit differently. I left my stop here for nearly the entire time, because most traders, they would have brought their stop right below here after probably it tested there, maybe after it tested here with this massive wick. And I was actually considering that. I said, well, I want to lock in those gains, right? I want to make sure I don't lose. And then that is kind of the logic that I said, okay, no, I'm wrong, because the big money, they know that my stop is going to be there. So I'm not going to move it forward at all, because if it does come down here, I still think it's going to come up, because there's all this area that hasn't really created any bases, and we haven't formed any new levels. This is very weak price action, right? So now that we came here, we would have been stopped right there on that wick down. After we broke up out of this new range, let me draw just a new range here for you guys. Very similarly, I treated this new range the exact same as breaking out of this range here, or this range here, right? So now I'm safe to move my stop forward after we came up here, retested what's kind of obvious, and then broke up again. Now what's happening from here, I've actually closed the trade. It's kind of the end of the week, and there's not much more profit to be had, and we could easily come right back down. So I just went ahead and closed the trade with is nearly a 3-hour trade. Now you might be thinking, would it be wise to actually enter again on this breakout, considering we swept here? We created the exact same pattern we did over here, right? This would have been an alright trade too. The only problem is your profit factor is very low for how much you're risking. And this is basically the reason I moved my stop forward, is because I knew that this is now a new trade. And that's kind of the logic I follow, is that if I'm willing to enter a new trade, then I'll move my stop forward, basically, right? Other than that, we leave the stop alone. We leave the take profits alone. I don't take any profit along the way unless I have a very good reason to take profit, because there was no reason to take profit along this way, because it's very likely it continues back to the target. And that's something you guys kind of do. Leave your trades alone, and you're going to make a lot more money. Only move them when new trades become present. So if a new trade counter your direction, then that's when you want to take profit. Or a new trade with your direction, then you move your stop. Very simple. Very simple rules to follow, guys. If you like the content I make, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and I'll see you guys next time.